Move it, troopers! On the double! Fire!
What is up, my beautiful peeps? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I'm going to be deck profiling Luke Data Vault. And if you have been a fan of the channel for a while, you do know I love this deck. I love this leader. I've been loving him for a long time. He was my deck I took to my PQ in set 5 that I topped with. Got second place with it. Couldn't finish the job, but it happens. After rotation, I know this was going to be a very strong leader, so I decided to keep him and start building it with him like a lot of people have been doing. He has become a very popular leader. From being mostly not played to one of the most leaders is actually kind of crazy to me. Knowing much people didn't like him and thought he was a little bit too slow or like some stuff were missing, but it's powerful. Text over here he has. I don't know if you see it, but this upgrade can't be defeated by enemy card abilities. So it makes it a pretty powerful leader and pretty broken, especially with the little bit of support that other colors other than red have for upgrade destruction. And him, the only thing that made him kind of bad before was that he could just be defeated by Rival's Fall. But now, Rival's Fall has rotated out, so it's no longer an issue for us. His action. If you attack the fighter, tap him, and you can do 1 damage to any unit on the board, which is pretty cool and could enable some of the cards in our deck. And we play him alongside the Data Vault base. This base basically uh, puts up the minimum cards from your deck from 50 to 60. So it could create a little bit of inconsistency, but for that 3 extra life over here, I think it's pretty worth it. I do like this deck and how it's moving. I've taken it to a couple of weeklies now, and today actually, the day of me of recording this, took it to my local showdown. Well, kind of local showdown. Uh, where I placed fourth out of 11 players. Went with a 3-1 record, and kind of we split top cut, so didn't really get to test it out a little bit more. But the only loss I had was a 2-1, 1-2 loss against Boba Lake Country. First game against him went great. Second game, I kind of did some a misplay there where I should have played Luke on the ship, and maybe he would have survived a little bit longer and would have got me the game. Uh, and third game, Data Vault being Data Vault, like bricked on me, but that happens. Congrats on Peachy. My teammate, he got second place. But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking crap about the event. This is more of a deck profile, so let's get talking about the deck. Let me get the side deck out of the way. So yes, I'm gonna try these styles of deck profiles instead of a deck talking videos that usually last like 40 minutes. I'm gonna do this a little bit more like I don't know if you guys have seen other card games, like example Yu-Gi-Oh, and I believe Riftbound and Magic the Gathering also does this. A bunch of card games do this way, but I'm gonna try it this way. See what you guys like. I kind of prefer this of instead of creating a PowerPoint presentation, but if you guys do like the other way, I'm still gonna be posting the deck links probably down below after I upload the video. So yes. But let's get started. Starting with our 1 drops, we are playing Crackshot V-Wing, 2 of them. It's pretty interesting card, low statted, but still it's a 1 drop that you can play if sometimes you do have one resource up, so it's a pretty good card to go wide, especially against some of the hard controlled card decks that are coming around, like Dedra and some other leaders that are coming up. Pretty okay card. He does get damaged if there's no other fighter, but most of the time you do have a fighter to play him with. I played him even in turn 2. Uh, Instead of playing a 3 drop, I just play 2 drop in him and go really wide, which does work half the time, but it does create of you adding more actions. But that's just a worst case scenario. But yeah, he did pretty good today. Honestly, wouldn't know what to change him with. Been thinking of some cards, but I like it pretty much. So yeah. And for our two drops, we have three of the contraband Starhopper. Jesus Christ, I can't talk. Three of the Phoenix A wings, Phoenix Squadron A wings. Three of the Jedi Starfighters, which on attack does one damage to a space unit, and it's a 1/4. Four stated of life card is pretty good. He is kind of on in our on attack package because we do like on attack. I do love on attacks on cards, so it gets our hotshot maneuver, which we'll be talking a little bit about later. But talking a little bit more, let me put Luke here so you guys can see him. My beautiful showcase. Want to flex that I did get it for $50 before it skyrocketed back in the day, but you guys knew that. Yeah, our little bit more of our on attack package. We have three black ones. I literally have him just because of the on attack and the sudden +1 you could get if you put Luke on him or Chewbacca, which is really good. You Chewbacca attacks for 6 with this, and Luke gets buff, so it buffs him, so it's a 7 attack unit with I think it's like yeah like 7. It's a 7/7 when Luke gets on it. Red Squadron Y Wing, a pretty good 2 drop with a 1/3 with the 3 indirect on attack. And that's pretty much it for our 2 drops. Let me add these 3 that mostly go with these. But yeah, pretty good 2 drops are. It's kind of our on attack package. I guess you could say also for our 3 drops, we have Red 5, which is also in our on attack package, and Savine's Masterpiece, which I play 2 of them in this deck. Oh, I think I played 3 of them. I don't know where the third one is. Yeah, I'm supposed to be playing 3 of them. I don't know where the third one. Oh, there it is. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm sorry. Yeah, 3 of them. This is kind of our on attack package. This also being good cards like Red 5, you can combo off with Luke, and he does his 3 damage first. You do 2 more since it became a damage unit with the Red 5, so that's 5 damage on a unit. Most of the units on the in the game right now, 3/5s, it's a very popular stat line, so they get one shotted by this, and you eliminate a trade on board plus do 7 damage with him, and he becomes a 7/9, I believe. So it's a pretty difficult thing to kill. Only thing that kills it is the 3 remembers, which is a big problem sometimes with 3 below cost when you put Luke on them. But if you're not playing against blue, then you really have not much to worry about. Uh, you can just swing into it and be pretty okay with it. Savi's Masterpiece, always such a good card. If you have a green and a red on board, it's basically attacking for 5 and getting an experience token. So it's pretty stupid card, pretty good. If you're not playing it at 3, I don't know what you're doing, man. I've won so many games with her, being able to attack for 5, 6, and then 6, and then do 1 damage to something else or hotshot maneuver into something else. I'll be talking a little bit more about hotshot maneuver a little bit later. But yeah, pretty good cards, pretty good package. I do love my own attacks. I think it's a pretty good thing for this deck, especially with Red 5. Red 5 and this guy, Masterpiece, I think are the best 2 on attack cards we have, and obviously good 3 drops. And 2 drops are pretty good. We play a total, I believe, I don't know a total, but it's a lot of starting cards if we don't count the 3 drops. Yeah, it's a bunch of starting ships. It's kind of hard to not open a starting ship, but it did happen to me today, so it is a possibility. Um, yeah, 3 drops. What else? Blue leader. A kind of an unconventional 3 drop. It could also be like a 5 drop, since you can ambush, pay 2, or play him, pay 2 more, ambush him into ground, or ambush into space. If he survives, pay 2 more and play him into ground, becomes a 5/5, which is kind of insane. Blue leader is a very insane card. Let me see if I can get get him in a pretty hyperspace foil, or even something else. Uh, Kind of dimming right now. Give me a second if I can. Let me see if I can shine a light over here. Okay, sorry for that. But yes, like I was talking about, Blue Leader, very good card indeed. Let me turn this off real quick. And yeah, very standard. We've been playing Blue Leader since set 4 when it released, but it's always been a good card, always will be. One of the best space things to deal with a bunch of decks like Vader, even some of these ground decks like Obi-Wan now, which create very fat units on ground. You could just ambush into one of them, clear them. Even the same Obi-Wan, you can just ambush into him, do 5, then 1 ping with Luke, and clear him off. Pretty good. We always love our bleeders, and we always have them in our hands, even though it's a 60 card deck. But yeah, in our 4 drops, we play 3 resistance blue squadrons. When played, he does the amount of damage on the amount of ships you have. He does that amount of damage. So say you have 3 ships, including himself, then you do 3 damage to something. If you have 3 ships and then 4 when he comes down, you do 4, which is pretty freaking good. He is a very, very good card. I clear a lot of big guys now with Obi-Wan with him, or get him close enough where I just need to ping with Luke and clear him off, or even clear threats for Boba controlling space, because Boba, if he doesn't get on a ship, it's kind of a bad drop for him. If he does, then yeah, it's kind of bad for you, but you could still take him out with some of the stuff in our deck. I also play 3 of the B-wing skirmishers. I've been thinking about cutting him down to 2 instead of 3, but it's still a pretty good card. Again, it does 1/1 to 2 spaceships, which is pretty good now, considering now Boba is a very rampant deck, and I believe it's one of our hardest matchups. Sometimes maybe I'm kind of bad, maybe for some of you guys who play the deck, it's pretty easy, but for me, it sometimes gets pretty hard. It's kind of a, if I don't control him enough, or like tempo him, out tempo him, then like it's pretty bad. When he flips, he just does 1 to everything, and topples summons me, or attacks with Syntha, and that's big damage on board. Also played 2 of the orbiting K-Wings, because Ghost is a ship and the Purgles are a thing. And you can drop Luke on any of these 4 ships, and they cannot be 3 remembered. So it's pretty good to play these 4 drops. Not ships, but I also play 2 Typhos, deal with the current Voltron Obi-Wan units, or Force units that sometimes happen, and you cannot control them because you probably are not drawing your events to deal with the ground, or are not drawing this ship, or say Blue Leader, or Red 5, or even Sabine's Masterpiece deals with them. Yeah, a bunch of these ships just deal with ground sometimes. But yeah, you do drop Typho, and if you have a green card, then you heal 1 damage from your base, and sometimes it takes 2 hits. If not, then he just eats a 5 damage, and that's pretty good. Even if you lose him instantly, it's pretty good. So yeah, uh, I was very hesitant of playing with him. I literally added him like say 2 days before the showdown. So yeah, but he turned out to be pretty good. He kind of saved me in one of the Obi-Wan matches today against one of my teammates. But yeah, it was pretty good. I say 4 drop ratio is pretty good. I play all the good ships. Uh, there's not much good 4 drop ships, I believe, at least for Luke, or in red green. So yeah, I wish I could play Blue Ace. It'd be so good to have a 4/5 ambusher, but he's a yellow card, and I'm not paying that. But yeah, other than that, to end the ships off, I believe I play three of the Kit Fisto Ader Sprites. A pretty good ship, you know. It's a 4/5 saboteur that defeats every single upgrade on a ship. Like, what more can you ask for? He does everything for you. And say your opponent today, like for example, today I just punished Boba a lot with this. Boba flipped. Boba didn't do anything, so Boba get out of his ship. Uh, and I could take off any upgrade on anything, doesn't matter. This is like my big shippy constable. Even though I play constable and sideboard, I still play this because it helps also with big Voltron units like emergency powers and the ones with the Soaring Ferocities. So it helps a lot. I picked three of because I'm sometimes scared of the upgrades, and it's a pretty good ship. Saboteur also, so it helps out with defeating with ending games when they put sentinels in the way and you don't want to deal with them, or you have a big shot of defeating them without uh, having to deal that damage to the sentinel. Also playing three Chewbacca's, best upgrade in the game, I believe, or one of the best upgrades in the game. He's kind of unkillable too, same as the leader. He's kind of unfair sometimes, kind of stupid interaction. I kind of hate that he is his text is like this, but if it weren't like this, then he wouldn't be insanely good. Uh, but yeah, he's a pretty good card. What else could you ask for? He basically can't be uh, defeat. The ship can't be defeated. But you do are able to defeat the upgrade, which does happen me a lot. I do get a lot of punishments with this card, but hey, what can you do? It still needs to be answered. If it's not answered, then it's probably 12 damage in 2 turns. So yeah, pretty good. I also play the plot cards, three Cinta class. Of course, Luke being one of the best leaders to play Cinta class in. Playing Luke, plotting Cinta out. Cintas is able to let you attack with Luke instantly and either deal 5 damage if you have the red 5. If not, you deal 3 damage to something and do 7 damage to base, or 8 if you have him on the saboteur ship. Play 2 Sudden Ferocity. Mostly, I do like the card, but I mostly use it if I don't have Cinta. Of course, that's what you mostly do. Or in another turn, if I want to just present lethal or something, I put him on on something. Or if I don't have ships to put him on, I just put him in ground and Voltron Voltron him up. Very famous words today. I've seen a lot of Voltron, so Voltron him up and make him really big and juicy. Uh, so yeah, pretty much. I do miss Smuggle, but what can you do? Plot is sometimes is better. Okay. Also, now getting into the events, I played three of the hotshot maneuvers as I was talking about like 10 minutes ago. On attacks, we have a lot of unattack ships. It's like 8, 10 ships with on attacks. So yeah, he basically does two. If you have Luke on something, you do 4 damage, 2 damage to 2 different units, plus the 3 from Luke. And if you have him on red 5, that's like 8 damage, right? That's 4, 3, it's 6, it's 7, and 2 more is 9 damage, which is kind of crazy. And for a 1, and you attack with the unit after, so it's kind of crazy. I also play 3 air superiority to deal with these ground units. You if you're playing against a force deck or a ground based deck, you're mostly gonna have more ships than him, so 4 damage is gonna be dealt to a ground unit. And if it's a 5, then you just tap Luke and do the last 1 damage, so that unit basically dead with a 2 color card. It's basically our newest open fire in the deck. Still open fire a little bit better because it's mostly for the 2 lanes, but this deals with ground, which is our issue right now. I also played 3 stay on target and 2 trench run, 3 haymaker. Stay on target, pretty good card. You could technically play. I was thinking about taking out this card, trench run, and adding 2 aggressive negotiations. So basically have this that makes you draw if you attack base, and then aggressive negotiation. It's basically kind of stupidly broken sometimes. Just swing for huge amounts and end games quicker. Uh, but I decided to play this because I kind of like the part which you discard two cards from your opponent's deck. Even though I didn't use this much today, but I have used it and has helped me end games, which is a guaranteed 4 damage most of the time, because most of the time your opponent doesn't have that big of units if you're not playing like some Piet type stuff. And Haymaker is kind of an iffy card I'm testing out. I do like that you could kind of kill sometimes a lot of space units and trade with Boba while upgrading your unit, so it kind of helps you out on the action cheating type damage, type stuff. But it's pretty good. I like it. The only thing I don't like is it's a thing that has to be in your same arena, but it's pretty good. Uh, Maybe I would take it out, maybe not. Kind of thinking of taking this out to aggressive negotiation. If I do any changes, I'll probably post it on my Twitter. If you do follow me there. But yeah, this is pretty much it for the events. It's pretty self-explanatory, pretty normal for any Luke deck list, I would say. Uh, Now, for the sideboard I took for this event, obviously sideboards are to be taken lightly. This is mostly for my locals, which I knew there were gonna be a lot of bobas and upgraded stuff. So I just decided to play upgrade hate. But getting started, I played two color and Beck. You know, I'm kind of on and off on this card. I think I would rather play something else, but really thinking on what. I like it because if I'm playing, I guess, against Boba, I could replenish my board pretty easily, or draw into a blue leader, and also have a 7/7 in my ground, which is pretty good. But sometimes, you're not gonna get to 7 resources, so yeah, it's kind of whatever. Uh, I also played two collateral damage. It's pretty good again against Boba and I would say Vader. Pretty good because you do 2 and 2. It is also pretty good against aggro decks like Chewbacca and Yularen, which are decks that could give us issues because they just go really rampant in ground and we can't stop them because we're a little bit slower, and they cheat out their actions with less units. Uh, so yeah, pretty good, and also could end games. You could do two to something and then do two else to base, so it could help end games. I also play two outer rim constables. Like I was saying, a lot of upgrade hate. It was what I was mostly scared of. Uh, Playing against these very huge experience type decks that buff up their units with upgrades, with Yoda's lightsabers, with constructed lightsabers, with any type of lightsaber, or experience token, or shields or something. Yeah. And to help with the Sentinel issue, to commence the festivities, pretty good card, self-explanatory, gives Saboteur, and most of the time when you're playing against those big Sentinel type decks, they are gonna resource above you, and you're gonna stop probably at 6 or 7 resources. So, so it's gonna give you the buff. So it's pretty good. I mostly switched it out for trench run most of the time, just into game 2, which is something else I was thinking, just main decking this. But I still thinking about it. Maybe main deck this, play aggressive side deck could be pretty good. Also playing two of the overcharged transport again. Uh, this is more of a space upgrade hate. More if I'm playing against say Obi-Wan and they play the Ghost, they give an experience token to it, and then I play this, take out the experience token, so he doesn't have Sentinel anymore, and I could swing with my other ships, and yeah. I was thinking of adding the Arbol scheme, but which is something I was thinking of switching out the Clara Bex for. But it's something I was thinking about. I didn't think much people were gonna play any Chewbacca's or any Landos, which I there was a Lando, but I didn't see. I didn't. Thank God I didn't play against him. Still wasn't that scared of it, but yeah, it's still a pretty good deck and needs to be respected. So yeah, and with that, I would like that's pretty much it for the deck profile. Honestly, I love the leader, but yeah, it's probably gonna get addressed. It's probably maybe gonna get banned. I really doubt it. Really depends on if it wins, which it really hasn't. It's just been very popular. But yeah, the meta is pretty centric against just making big units so you could race against these space decks, which is kind of good. I don't know. Boba's another one that's pretty freaking good. But yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. Thank you for tuning in and for watching. It's been Vintorg and it's been real, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.